And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your friend Cheap Ludes. Happy Saturday. I just got done recording the Our Team podcast, which is dropping tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. I guess I recorded it an hour ago, so I'm not technically just got done doing it, but it is what it is. You know, time, in addition to being a flat circle, is a construct made by the man to keep us down, so it doesn't really matter. Let's talk about the market in NBA 2K23, my team. Hooray! Friday, I'll be honest, kind of a dud. I'm not excited about this content whatsoever. I know in theory you would think that I would be excited about Tracy McGrady getting a card, and a card with an iced out backdrop, and what only appears to be classy strip club velvet. But I didn't pull any of these cards, so I don't care. Truly. I know people like George Gervin, he seems relatively good, but at the end of the day, I just don't really care. So, kind of an underwhelming content day as a whole, not even just a day, but just like a week in general. So there's not a whole lot to talk about, but let's talk about some things. I'm going to run through the new cards that drop first and foremost. So start with the Amethyst. They're all about 2200 MT. I think Tracy McGrady's 3300. He's in the $3,000. But you know, it is what it is. It's fine with me personally. He's pretty good. He's pretty fun to use. I don't think he's the most meta card in the world. He doesn't really play defense. People will tell you that his jump shot is trash. I think it is a little bit slower than Trey Burke base in the past, but it's relatively easy to green. I mean, he has a pretty big green window. And he is a very good cheap card. Quentin Richardson, in theory, looks like a very good card. Just looking at stats and badges, you would think he's an incredibly good budget option, but man, his jump shot sucks. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe you like it. Jump shots this year, I think, are more subjective than they ever have been. So just because I say a jump shot sucks doesn't necessarily mean that the jump shot is trash. It could be good for you. It might not be good for me. So it's always worth trying some of these jump shots out rather than listening to YouTube creators say one way or the other. But I hate it. He's got the Al Horford release, which for Al Horford is fine. I feel like it's like Brook Lopez base, where the jump shot is trash on anyone but a center. I think it works well for Al Horford just because of the releases most centers have. It's kind of very in line. But I do not like it with Quentin Richardson in any way, shape, or form. Other than that, if he had a better jump shot, I would say he's probably one of the best under 5K shooting guards. But it just really depends how you feel about the jump shot. And Poku's Poku, he has some kind of issues, let's just say. I'm not a huge fan of his jumper either, but it is better than Quentin Richardson's, and he's obviously 7 foot tall with a 7'3" wingspan. It is on quick, though. I don't know. He has Michael Jordan dribble style, but he does feel sluggish, man. He really does. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but people like Poku, and he's probably one of the best budget bigs in the game, realistically. Then we got Diamond T-Mac, once again, very, very solid, but keeps with the trend of kind of gatekeeping some of the more important badges to higher tier cards, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, realistically, you can pick him up for 35K. It's about the lowest I saw him go because I've been considering picking him up for a while, but he doesn't have limitless range, which sucks, but at least he does have Clamp Breaker and Quick First Step on gold, which is nice. In addition to Hoff, Deadeye, and stuff, he's got some good badges. It's just the lack of limitless, I feel kind of hurts him. And, the non-upgradable bronze clamps also sucks. I feel every lower tier card this year, they've just been kind of disrespecting them by not letting them have range and giving them bronze or silver clamps non-upgradable, which is so annoying, dude. It really is. I hate it. But T-Mac's a good offensive shooting guard nonetheless. Michael Jordan dribble style. He still has that Kyrie behind the back that I'm not 100% sure of. And the Tracy McGrady release on normal, I wish it was on quick, but it is what it is. He's good. I just wish when it came to these lower tier cards that they wouldn't gatekeep the badges so hard. Just give him bronze or silver limitless, non-upgradable at the bare minimum. That way he at least has something, so there's a reason to run these cards. Takeover cards have better badges than he does, which sucks. You know what I mean? Eddie Jones and Corey Maggette have better badges than Tracy McGrady. From a shooting perspective, that should never be the case. That's just how I feel about it. Clamps, non-upgradable, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. He's good if you don't have any other options. It's just for 35K, I feel you can get someone better. George Gervin. Now, you're going to hear a lot of people say that George Gervin is like one of the best budget shooting guards in the game. Although I think he's very good. He has a solid jump shot. Something about him rubs me the wrong way. I'm not really sure what it is. The fact that he plays better defense than Tracy McGrady is kind of like punishing in its own way. I mean, I'm not that familiar with Gervin's game. He could have been a better defender than Tracy McGrady. I don't know. You know what I mean? I admit when I'm wrong. The fact of the matter is, though, this card's like 9,000 MT, so he is one of the best budget shooting guards in the game. He's huge, too. Like, in theory, he should be the same size as T-Mac, possibly like a little bit, not even bigger, but just like, T-Mac's technically a little bigger than him, but Gervin looks massive, dude. I like don't know. He's 6'7", but he looks like 6'9", 6'10". Like, he looks bigger than Sharif Abdul-Rahim in certain aspects. Like, it's crazy. Super long arms, super skinny. He's good, though. Like, he is. There is some issues, I would say, with him personally, but I think he's a lot better than you would expect. Like, I don't think anyone expected Gervin to be this good. The Roby release that he has, good. Dribble moves wise, he has some issues moving. Can't get limitless and stuff like that, but he even has silver clamps and silver gloves, so it's like, he is the best shooting guard that you can buy for the price that he's going for. I mean, I can't think of anyone else that would be up in that level, honestly. Like, I don't. Then we got Hito. Hito kind of sucks, but you can get Hito for like super cheap. That jump shot is just not it, in my opinion. Dylan Windler release, it's just weird. It's weird having Hito have a release like that because we're so used to the Hito releases of the past. He is 6'10", though. I mean, he looks big. He's got Hoff limitless. Like, he's an offensive powerhouse. It's just on defense, he's pretty trash. Like, but you kind of expect that, so it's like whatever. LaMelo Ball, he can't get clamp breaker, which is like legitimately the most important badge on current gen, at least. I don't know of its importance on next gen. I assume it's very important, but on current gen, it's almost imperative with rim running being the meta. So the fact that he can't get it, but then like his Emerald card has it on bronze, I just think he could have given like gold clamp breaker at the bare minimum. You know what I mean? And then T-Mac, he's fine. I mean, everything I said about the diamond one, yeah, it goes about the same for this T-Mac. He just has that Hoff limitless, which is huge. He also has Hoff clamp breaker, Hoff quick first step, so, and gold clamp, so he's significantly better for sure. The tendencies are the same, though they're not very good. He's good. I just don't know if he's worth grabbing for this price point. Like, that's kind of my only thing, realistically. Cards haven't come down in price at all. I feel like this drop was pretty underwhelming for a lot of people. 2K. Can we please get a diamond or even an amethyst at this point? Can we get some better budget bigs and point guards? Please, dude. Like, you've released 4 straight drops prior to, with LaMelo. So with this one, with a oversized, or, I wouldn't say they're oversized at this point, but, a good sized point guard, right? Like, literally the last 4 drops. So we got LaMelo, we got Lonzo, and then before that, we got Penny, and then we got Magic. You know what I'm saying? So, like, so many oversized point guards that are all incredibly good. Yes, some of them have issues, like Magic has a dribbling issue and LaMelo doesn't have clamp breaker, but still, can we just get like a 6'5" or bigger point guard at the diamond tier? Please, man. Us budget players are quite literally still running like Marbury, Evo, Sean Livingston, or Caruso, which I love Caruso. I really do. That's my boy. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm not trying to run him anymore. Please give us someone else. I don't care who it is. Give us a diamond Josh Giddey for, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, just someone, please. And for big men, like, Kristaps can't rebound the ball to save his life, even though he's 7'3". So just someone else that can kind of stretch the floor a little bit, grab some rebounds. It doesn't really matter who it is, truly, at the end of the day. Give me like a Glitch Gobert. Give me like anything, really, truly anything. Like, the discrepancy between the top tier point guards and the top tier centers and then anyone below those guys is astronomical this year. So it's like, I really would like to see more options, truly. Now, we got super packs on Tuesday, which is like pretty horrible. I hate that with a burning passion. They're going to do it again, so just expect that. Which ones they're going to be, I don't know. It's either going to be like forwards or centers. So I have talked about this in streams, but I wanted to put this in video format. I have been investing in a bunch of cards that I think will get Evos, and I have sunk quite a bit of MT in this pursuit. So kind of, you know, I'm kind of hoping that I'm correct about this. But so the cards that I have been picking up or looking to pick up, Robert Horry for sure. Is it Ori or Horry? I always forget. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but I would like to be corrected, which I'm sure you guys will come in the comments and do, even if I say their name wrong like one time. Mr. Robert over here, I'm not even going to try to say his last name right now because I don't know which one it is, and I'm getting self-conscious about it. I think it's very likely that he gets an Evo in some capacity, so I'm going to stock up on Robert Horry's. My recommendation would be to go after any Robert Horry's that are as close to like 2200 MT as you can possibly get. That would be my recommendation. If they're over 3000 MT, I'm not sure it's worth it. And the reason I say that is because if he doesn't end up getting an Evo, if they're closer to 2200, you either A, will make your MT back or not lose that much MT. If you got it like that, you got a bunch of MT and it doesn't matter if you lose like 10, 15K, then stock up on Roberts, dude. For sure. Because if he does get an Evo, his price is going to go through the roof. I mean, we saw it this week with Livingston. We saw it this week with Jerry West. We saw it with Terry Rozier, even to a certain extent. He was like 2,000 MT, then he was 20. You know what I mean? Danny Green is another one as well. So Robert is definitely someone I'm looking at 100%. Other guys I'm looking at, realistically, Theo Ratliff. We're not going to get another Theo Ratliff card soon, so he actually is a pretty good candidate to get an Evo of some sort. So I'm looking at any Theo Ratliffs at that price, like 2400. Yeah, if I lose like a couple hundred MT, it's not that big of a deal. But if I end up being right about any of these, like, I'm going to come up heavily on MT. And he could be very good if he does get an Evo. My number one guy is Bob McAdoo, though. This may be wishful thinking for sure. But if we were to get an Evo for Bob McAdoo, he would be the best budget power forward in the entire game. My recommendation is just on the off chance that a hollow Bob McAdoo for 2500, yeah, absolutely, 100%. If you see any Bob McAdoos for under 3000 MT, I've just been talking for 2 hours on the podcast, so like, give me a break here. Pick them up ASAP, dude. It's likely that he probably won't get an Evo. I'm not going to say that he will. It's just as likely that he will that he won't, realistically, right? But here are the reasons why he would be great. I mean, he was already one of the best budget big men in the game due to his ability to run the floor, rebound, play defense, be like a relatively good stretch big because he has a really good release. But this is the big one right here. The tendencies. 95, 85, 95, 95 for a power forward that can run like this. If he gets even a tiny bit of defensive boost or a shooting buff, this dude will be the perfect budget guy. So pick him up now. Even if you don't plan on flipping him, you'll at least have him for cheap because he's going to be like 20, 30K if he does get the Evo, straight up. Aldridge is another good one. I've picked up a couple Aldridges, you know, here and there. I'm not 100% sold on him getting one, but I have a couple regardless. So if you see any close to 2200, which is usually the baseline for Amethyst, that's kind of why I say look for cards cheap, like at that price, right? This one's 2200 and he's got a little shoe action, so why not? So be it. Season 2 cards to kind of look at. I mean, I'm not even sold that Chris Anderson wouldn't get one. I just don't think people would care that much if he did. So it's like, I don't know. But 2100, like, I'm probably going to make my MT back if he doesn't get one. So it's not really the craziest thing in the world. Like 2050, sure, why not? I might lose some MT on a lot of these. 1800, yeah, absolutely. That's a good price. I probably sell him back for maybe not more than that, but right at that. So I don't know. Maybe he get one. Maybe he doesn't. Ruben Patterson's another good one too. Like, a lot of people like this card, and it's unlikely we'll ever see another Ruben Patterson card in my team. So this is a good pickup as well. I would say he's less likely than some of the other people, but then again, everyone's kind of just as likely as everyone else, so it doesn't really matter. But that's another guy that I'll be looking at. I don't know if they're going to go this far into Season 2 with the Evos. I mean, Duncan Robinson, maybe. I don't think they give Evos to anybody who has a 3-tiered card. So like a Kareem, where he has a Amethyst Diamond and a Pink Diamond. I don't think they do any Evos for those. So like that would rule out Braun, Durant, etc. We could see an Evo for Murasan. I just don't know. I just feel like an Evo'd Murasan would be kind of broken. So like, I don't know if they're going to do that. that being said, if I see one for cheap enough, I'll pick him up anyway. Just because if he does get an Evo, like, yeah, I won't be able to make MT on that, but at the same time, I'll at least have him. So it's like, whatever. Because he's going to shoot up in price ridiculously if he ends up getting an Evo too. So it's like, I don't know what to do in that situation. So I'd rather just spend 3,000 now. None of the main event guys, I mean, maybe Rafe LaFrance gets one, but I'm not really sure. He came out pretty recently, so I don't know if they would do that. The most recent card last time was Terry Rozier. As far as diamonds go, like, I don't know. Oh, Nicholas Batum would be the other one to look at too. I could totally see that. I'm kind of banking on Bol Bol getting one because I bought a couple Bol Bols, but I'm not really sold. But then again, I bought them for a price where I could sell them right now and make a tiny, tiny bit of MT, so it really wouldn't be that big of a deal. I picked up an AK just on the off chance he gets an Evo. I don't want to sink a bunch of MT into AKs because I don't know if they're going to do diamonds, but if he does get an Evo, I have AK, so it's like whatever. Bought him for 9,000, so it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know. There's certain guys I recommend picking up on the off chance to get an Evo, so you can Evo them, and there's guys where you can make MT, and I think all the guys that I have in my auctions right now are MT guys. Like, I don't know. Murasan I'm not really sold on, to be honest. Like, I really am not sold. Why does one of these have an original owner on it? I'm confused. Whatever, it's fine. Like, my auctions is full too. Like, I have a bunch of these same guys. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Scotty Barnes and Pau Gasol are two other guys I'm thinking, but who knows? Let me know if there's anybody that you think is likely to get an Evo from these Tuesday sets. I don't think we're getting any new content on Tuesday, so kind of better just to go this route. As always, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace.